You're welcome to the discussion segment of the program Weekend Show. Today we're talking about something educational, something something that has not been talked about much. David, you want to see something before we open the bag?
Like I said, it's something very important for us to speak about, especially when it concerns developing the education sector.
Okay, so recently the governor has proven that he is so into developing skills in our education sector. So today we decided to look into a particular kind of skill that has been underestimated, talking about the speaking skills, oratorical skills, talking about oratory. Now today we are discussing promoting oratorical skills in our schools. And who is the best to talk about it, if not people in basic education, the people who just organized the yesterday, the just concluded 2019 Governors Schools Debate in Anambra State. And David, you want to do both, or should I do one?
Let me start by introducing the Anambra State Debate Coordinator.
Okay.
And Principal Holy Cross High School, she's also the best teacher, Anambra State 2009, Mrs. Amaka Nekwe. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
You're looking spectacular. I'm not sure you felt cold the way I felt all today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so David.
All right, we also have joining us a name you'll be surprised hearing. I also was surprised hearing that. He is the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Basic Education, as well as the Technical Advisor to the Governor on the same issue, Mr. Nigeria Mbachu.
Thank you. Good morning.
And welcome.
Good morning.
Okay, you know the funny aspect of this introduction. The first time, I think it was yesterday, when a staff said, Oluchi meets Mr. Nigeria. I looked at his face like, did I miss that edition of the show? But I'm so happy. Please, before we go into this discussion proper, what prompted the name? Like, what inspired your parents?
That's a question I keep answering all the days of my life.
Yeah, please, you're on air. Maybe today might be the last.
I will give it to act of patriotism. A lot of people have disbelieved the entity called Nigeria. But it will still work.
Okay, so your parents believed in Nigeria.
And it will still work.
Hallelujah. I tap in their faith, because the Bible said with faith you can tell this mountain, move. And it will move.
And it's moving actually.
Yeah, he's moving now. SSA of Basic Education. Before you know, probably he might get to the federal level to change some things. Now let's go down to the point. Oratory in schools. I would have loved to ask, how has it been? But then let me make reference to social media. How has it been trying to develop oratory in schools, especially now that social media seems to be teaching us a different language from what we learned in the English class? Now, instead of saying, I want to go, I'm like, let me come and be going. And everybody understands it, and they're happy with the fact I said, I cannot come and kill myself. So you see, social media is not really helping. So how has it been with you trying to develop it in schools?
That's exactly what we're doing. We actually want a situation whereby our students will speak good English and speak it in the way that it will suit the society. Now, you find out that most students, when they don't know how to speak very well, they hide in their cocoon. So with this debate of a thing, we try to bring out students that will speak that is looking at people eyeball to eyeball. Students that will be confident speakers. So that's what we're trying to do. And for you to do that, we started with training for teachers, because you cannot give what you don't have. Yeah. It is when you know what to do that then you can impart it on someone else. So we started with teachers, training the teachers on the speaking skills. We organize seminars for them, and then from there we bring out the teachers that will handle this. So we now use those teachers to create a forum where we train the students in the skills of oracy, that is the oratory skills, we try to instill it in the students, and it is just by practice that they can do all these things.
Okay, it's just by practice. What was your area of specialty?
English language.
English language.
I studied English language and Igbo in my NCA, and then English language at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and then English language master's degree at UNIZEC.
Okay, going forward now, for some time, let me come to you. For some time, it seems the culture of debates and those extracurricular activities that we hold at schools to an extent went dead. So what gave birth or what inspired the revisiting or reviving of the culture of debates in our schools?
Well, the approach the Honorable Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Azuko-Menola, is using in education is a holistic approach, all right? So he's following His Excellency's strategic objective to give Anambra an education that is globally competitive. You look, most of our parents are now concentrating on the results written on report card that my son or my daughter has A in English, 9 A's and all whatnot. And some students are very good at writing essay and other things they can express by themselves. But when it comes to speaking, they will go under. Then gone are the days that we have Friday programs in school where we see our seniors stand, do debate, first and second period of the day, and we emulate and cheer them. It's an act of mentorship. Gone are the days that oratory is being instituted as part of English language. But be it as it may, is a very important aspect of communication. You know, we keep saying that our children are the leaders of tomorrow. How can they lead? Yes, the whole of from 1954 down, the whole of American president produce orators. They speak. They have that skill. And we are not just, this is just the tip of iceberg. We are coming out. It's not just debate. We still have other skills in oratory. We still have the spoken words and all whatnot. So we are coming out. When we are done, you will know what we have for the Anambra.
Know what we have for you. This is an audience participatory program. The lines are right there on your screen. You can call us and be part of today's discussion. We're talking about oratory in schools, and you have something to say.
Yes, you can also. We've also taken it higher to engage you better by opening a WhatsApp line that you can also send your comments on 081 3755 1266. Again, 081 3755 1266. On this line, you can just make your comments. Even if we couldn't pick your call, we can read your comments here.
All right, let me ask a question. You are training the children in oratory. Are you just concentrating in English language? I know you said you studied English and Igbo. Now, most of our parents, or should I say most of the Igbo enthusiasts we have, are scared that the language is dying off. Now, training these children in oratory, trying to impact the skill of public speaking in them, are you concentrating in just English language, or you're doing both English and Igbo?
Thank you very much. We organize Igbo debate, and we also organize English language debate. So, and in Igbo debate, you cannot put "and" while you're speaking the Igbo language. Just like you won't add Igbo to your English when you're speaking. So we have Igbo debate team and we have English language debate team. And good thing, the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Professor Kate Azuko-Menola, that woman has a vision of making the debate and our students shine out. And the governor, she projected it to the governor, who, the present governor, Governor Willie Obiano, he is the first governor that has sponsored Anambra State students outside the country for this competition, debate competition. So you see, he actually wants to give, just like Nigeria said, he actually wants to give that competitive nature, sense of belonging to the students. So we have a situation whereby we have Igbo debate, where we speak the Igbo language, and then we have that of the English language. We are doing the two.
Okay, let's look at this particular edition that just ended yesterday, and look at the advantages that we'll leverage from there. The story so far, how has it been? What contributions over time do you think it has made to the education sector?
Yes. Actually, she said she was there yesterday.
I was marveled.
You can hear the students talk, speaking confidently, assertively, persuasively. You begin to wonder, are these public students? This goes a long way to show that the teachers, the Ministry of Education, PPSCC, the ASUBEP, they are all working very hard to see that these students speak very well. Just like the people that we have out there.
Beyond the people who are in the front runners of the competition, let me come to you. You advise the governor technically. Beyond the people that are on the grounds, are representing their schools, you know, most times when such competition comes,
they just select. They pick like 3
so
or 4
what
people.
about others who might not be selected? How do you also reach them to ensure that at that level they also imbibe the lessons or the vision of this whole program?
Okay, if you observe very keenly, there is the competitive spirit about inter-school competition was weighing down before we came in. All right, so Honorable Commissioner for Basic Education made it mandatory that there is no special school, grade A school, grade B school, that what is good for the Gandhi is also good for the good. So what a school in Oka is having or benefiting from, a school at Miata Anam is also benefiting for the same thing. So when it comes to competition, she ensured and instructed them, I was there at the first meeting, that every school must participate. Do you understand? Every school must participate. And the participation is not just that the school picks. All debate teachers in the school must gather the students from JS1 to SS1, from primary 1 to primary 6, and give them the same ground to select the best. So the competition is not just towards the schools, also within the schools. So it's not as if they just got the student at the schools and say, hey, bring 5%, bring 5%. There were various, this competition held in the school, across the whole class. Yes, it started from the school. Igonike Grammar School will do their competition and get their best 5.
Okay.
Then they will project the best 5 down to local government level. From local government level, you get to zonal level. From zonal level to state level. So it is something. It's like a policy we have in education sector.
So how long did it take selecting from 1,500 schools down to
the number we had
was
yesterday?
2. We had yesterday we had 6. No, we had 4 schools. Then we got 2. Let me just say we had 6 because we have the third position.
First positions, which has already been concluded.
Okay.
And then yesterday it was a first position that we were looking for. So the first and the second team, and that was from the primary category and from the secondary category. So we have 4 teams yesterday that debated. Then we now have the top position already concluded.
All right, now a lot of people will be wondering, like, these children, who are they? Well, this is actually a school most of us know in Oka. This is Handmade Ifan Jesus Basic and Primary School. So it's not like you imported a school. And I watched these children speak. One little boy was like, no, I'm not. I just like the boldness. And then we also have All Hallows Seminary School, coming first overall. They also had the best speaker, and they were also first in the secondary school categories. Now, these children were awesome. It made me wonder, the way they spoke, I know this is final, so you probably saved the best for the last. Now, apart from the teachers, did you coach them, or you just left the teachers to do all the coaching because it's a competition?
We were there all through. This journey started in February. So, and we've been going around the schools and then looking at what they're doing. And when they bring out these children, we bring the judges.
No, the implementation started in February.
In February.
The journey started
in February.
November.
So we were bringing out we went for the local government level. It wasn't easy. We couldn't finish the six zones at the same time. So it was very stressful. But I thank God that at the end of the day, we were able to get the best. Yes.
All right. We'll continue with the discussions after this very short break. All right, you're welcome back. It's still the weekend show, and we are looking at a very important topic, promoting oratorial skills in schools. And this morning we have with us Amaka Anekwe, Anambra State Debate Coordinator, and Mr. Nigerian Bachu, Technical Advisor to Governor on Basic Education. You're welcome again.
Thank you.
You can also participate by joining us on the phone lines on your screen or on the WhatsApp line that will be displayed very soon. Just make your comment there. Okay, that is on your screen now. You just make your comments there and we'll read it out here on screen.
All right. Yeah, I have a question. The commissioner did say something yesterday about this being in a bid to actually create an oratory club. Please, can you tell me about that club?
Okay, because of the success we've achieved in oratory so far. We have had two overseas trips, the Indonesia competition and the Singapore competition, where our students did very well. In fact, it boosted the morale of our students, our children. Do you understand? Then, having this also done, His Excellency, the Governor, now say that this has to be institutionalized. You don't just have debates coming up and, as a competition that is fragmented and whatnot. So he now approved for Anambra to have an oratory hub, which is under construction now, with a branded vehicle bus for the team of debate. So we don't just want to now have debate champions. When we want to do debate, to go and pick from schools and not start training. We have an oratory hub where children can be kept. They have their own rooms. They'll come up every morning for the period of training. You know that you're just being trained on oratory. Then also, we want to have debate clubs, oratory clubs in our school, like you have your JET club, your Young Farmers Club, back then, so we want to have it in our school. So
is it going to be different from debate club? Because when you talk about oratory, it's not just all about debate. So is the oratory club going to be different from debate club?
We are starting oratory with debate.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because we know it's all encompassing. Once you can challenge and debate, you can talk, you can do spoken words, speech giving and all whatnot. Oratory is very important. I myself personally take oratory as a spice of communication. Anybody can talk, anybody can communicate, but oratory is a spice of communication. Then it's a fulcrum of convincing communication. You cannot convince anybody if you can't talk or if you don't have the oratory skill. Even in marketing, you just be selling, except you want to do by practical. All right, but I can sell any product as useless as it may once I can convince you.
Yes, we had that experience in university. Magazine. Walking like this. They will convince you to buy
Convince you that this is
and then
the
after
last
you bought it,
question.
you discover that there's nothing actually inside.
Yes.
I
So
think it's a great one. Because I wanted to ask a question from that angle of sustaining the success of this particular one. How are you going to keep it? And you've started talking about the oratory hall that will be established by the state government. But you also talked about having oratory clubs at schools. Then the question I want to ask, you are an administrator at the school level. Okay, I want to ask, before now, there were short breaks and long breaks in school curriculum and calendars, timetable. But now, basically, if you see them very clustered till from 8 a.m. till 2:30, how are you going to...
No, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
6 p.m. some schools for extracurricular activities. How would you fix in these things to ensure that these students also have enough time to do this?
It depends on the administrator. Actually, the timetable is filled with activities. More lessons were brought, more subjects were introduced. The timetable is quite filled. But in my school, for instance, I still bring in some of those things. That is, for instance, let me give an example. I fix cross country, what we call cross country. My school is not a boarding school anyway. Okay. But at times, in order to make these children have a feel of school activities, we will start in the morning. Immediately it is 7 a.m. We're already in school, and then we run from our school to that Y junction in Omawolo, and then back. Then we are good to start for the day. It's not part of the program, but we do it from 7 a.m. Then we come back and pray before we start classes by 8:05. So you just chip it in as a school administrator and know how to handle it. So in talking about debate, we can create time. Like when I was a vice principal at SDK High School in Nibo, on Fridays we normally have debates in the morning. The students, they like it. And they come in time. We begin the debate 7 a.m. We are in the school. Okay. 7:30 we begin. Before 8 we are done.
I think maybe you didn't really. I think the point we're looking at is the fact that there is now an oratory hub where these children come, live, right?
It's not every
day.
They come there to train.
For training. It's a training center.
We are trying to
That's
sustain.
What would happen to their school activities? Is this something that will be happening?
No, okay, the intention is this, all right? Oratory club will be institutionalized in all schools. Okay. Like you have every other club, Young Farmers Club, Jet Club. So the interested student that wants to go into oratory will go there and do their club activities, all right? Then the state itself will have one oratory hub. We're starting with one, we might increase it.
Increase.
One oratory hub. So like these children you saw yesterday, you can't just leave them.
Okay, to go home and start eating.
They are good. These children are good in oratory.
But they're not going to stay there, really.
Okay.
The idea,
What will happen now?
I think the idea.
Maybe one of these days we'll bring you back also to reveal more of what will happen.
Yes,
at that level. Thank you, Mr. Nigerian Batch. We'll stop at this point due to we have news at 8. For joining us on the weekend show, and Mrs. Amaka and also for coming. Thank you. All right, that's how far we'll go on our discussion segment on the weekend show. We'll bring you the breakfast news at 8. After that, the program continues.